Hey guys, Eric with Muscle Cars with Eric coming at you for another edition of What's in Your Garage. Today we are in the Peoria area of Phoenix, Greater Valley, shooting a video of a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Chevy Nomad. I believe it's a 1956, if I'm not mistaken, Chevy Nomad. We'll get to the owner here in a second, but I'm so excited to bring this car. You don't see very many Chevy Nomads out there, and this car is really, really, really well done. So stick around for more, only here on Muscle Cars with Eric. All right, so we're going to give him a knock on the door here. Here we go. We have the right time. Here we go. I love when a plan comes together. And there it is, 1956 Chevy Nomad. And here he is, the man of the hour. Sandy, come on out, man.
All right.
Dude,
Hi, Eric.
hey, Sandy, nice seeing you too, bud.
Right.
Thank you so very, very much for the opportunity to shoot this video.
That's great to have you here.
Yeah, thank you. I'm excited about it. As I was telling the fans on the channel here, we don't see very many of them.
Yeah.
And this one is very, very, very well done. And of course, the episode is What's in Your Garage.
Right.
And it is in your garage, right?
Yep.
So kind of what that means is, though, in order for us to do it justice, we have to pull it out of the garage.
Okay.
So that means we have to start it.
No worries.
So that means we have to do a cold start video. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Cool. All right, man. Let's fire this sucker up.
All right. Sounds
All right.
good.
Only here on Muscle Cars with Eric. Stick around for more. All right, buddy. Let her rip, Tater Chip. All right, give a little gas there, man. Yeah! All right, bring her on out, bud. Let's get her in sunshine. Alright guys, I told you we have this beautiful 1956 Chevy Nomad here. Take a look at behind me here. This thing is absolutely incredible. And I've got a guy that I met some time ago on the phone, but we're never able to really connect. Sandy, it's Eric. Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate it again. Yeah, you bet, man. It took us a while to connect because of whatever. We finally got together today.
Yeah.
You can't ask for a better day, right?
Yep.
And you can't ask for a better car.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a jaw-dropping.
Thank you.
And it's a not a resto mod, but it's a restored 1956 Chevy Nomad. And so tell us about this car. When did you get the car? And a little bit of history about the car for me.
Well, I was kind of searching around for different Chevys, the 210s, so on, and had always loved the Nomad and thought, well, they don't come up for sale very often, and this one did. And so I was able to, acquire the car back in December of 2018.
Okay.
And it was a garage build, and it, again, original frame, original body parts and trim and all the different stuff up on the bodywork and stuff. And underneath, of course, we've updated all that, but we've kept it as original as we could because that was kind of the basis for the build. So when I got it, it was kind of rough. Apparently, it had sat in a garage out in the Midwest for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years from what I gather. So it was a little rough on the edges, and it needed some, update with the paint. The paint was done, the interior was done, but it was about 80% complete. And it had some old style wheels and tires and the original suspension and stuff. So we wanted to kind of update it for the modern, highways and so on.
Sure.
So we went, found a couple guys that were able to do some work. The main guy was at American Legends, who was Tony and Charlie, who had done a lot of work on this, and they did a great job with it. So anyway, and then some other people along the way. But basically, I've just been able to, get the color out of it because it sat, so it was pretty dull and it needed a lot of attention. And my past history.
When you say this paint was dull,
yes, it was.
Now, off camera, we had a nice long conversation about your experience previously in the 70s.
Yeah.
But look at this paint, folks. This is definitely not dull. As I'm showing this, talk to me a little bit about your experience, but also like what had to happen to this to make it pop like it does. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of different stuff that used. I learned back in the 70s. I worked for a custom painter. My sister married a guy whose brother was a custom painter. So
let's make our way down this way.
I went to work for him and learned some of the stuff, the tricks of the trade, if you will, back then. And in order to, the stuff has changed a lot, but it was. I didn't do any color sanding on it because it was already pretty well done. So what I ended up doing is one of the tricks is you use some baking soda.
Oh.
And you put it in some wax, and what it does is a very light abrasion.
Yeah.
And it's really kind of a trick way to go, and it really helps cut a lot of stuff. And that was before, the color sanding and the clay barring that they do now.
Right.
Subsequently, that was kind of a start, and it doesn't.
Now, what kind of wax was it? Paste wax, liquid wax?
It was paste at that time. And,
okay.
Well, and then it went to liquid because Meguiar's had this enormous. They were really the founders, I think, at least as far as I know, of a lot of different products.
Okay.
On how to go through the stages, but that was from a fresh paint job and so on.
I'll be damned.
When we used lacquer back then, but at any rate, so this is a PPG paint. And
what color is it?
Well, I wish I knew that.
Really? That's cool.
I don't know, but what it looks like and what I've heard from different people, it's like an indigo blue. There's some Chrysler products that it may be that they used on the Viper. I don't know, but at any rate, I guess that's part of the fun of it. I really don't know, but I did get a color match. It was pretty close from a local guy here, and so I was able to get some touch up on some of the smaller stuff that you don't really see. But Meguiar's has come out with some finishing stuff, and the new clay bar that has come out is synthetic clay bar. So you're not really using clay, but it's a foam kind of applicator, and you spray stuff on it, and it's all Meguiar stuff. That's all I've ever used, and it just worked beautifully on this.
Well, we got to do a commercial for Barry's company, man.
Yeah. But there were some cracks and things where it was kind of drying out, and it's taking care of all that stuff. It's amazing.
No kidding.
So it keeps it.
How old is the paint job?
This was painted in, from what I gather, 2012.
Oh wow! So 12 years ago, 13 years ago.
It's old, and again, it sat for a number of years. I don't know exactly, but like I said, a lot of stuff on the engine was varnished, and it just was old and dull. So now you see it in the current
This is
condition.
just gorgeous.
Yeah, it's really fun, and that's the most questions I get on this car is what color is it?
Right.
Because I love it. I'm doing whatever in my car, and I want to use this blue, and I said, well, I don't know.
You don't know.
But
oh, that's cool, man.
I think it was a
now,
little.
what about the silver? Was the whole car was painted in 2012, roughly?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so the blue and the silver.
Yeah, and it was originally, from what I gather, I had the original steering wheel, and it was green. It was sort of a dark emerald green, and back then, Chevrolet make, I think they had 7 different color combinations of the Nomad that you could get.
Okay.
You could get, the 2 blues and, the classic salmon with gray, those type colors. And then this was, when it was manufactured in July of 1956, it was a light green here, and then the blue.
I've seen those before.
And the blue was a dark green.
Okay.
So it was a two-tone green car.
Sure.
And, yeah, it was built as a V8. It had the 4-barrel. It had Surprisingly, it had air conditioning and power windows.
No kidding.
Yeah, and that's
I'll
how
be damned.
it was ordered from the
That's
back.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now let's go back up front here.
Okay.
You mentioned about some stuff with the suspension and the wheels and things of this nature.
Well, at this point, it was Willwood was really the way to go.
Okay.
They had stuff that would work, and I decided to do the slotted wheel well or
The rotors?
the rotors,
Right.
And then with the black caliper and stuff, so it really came out nicely. And then the Foose rims, of course, was the best choice I could find.
Yeah, those look pretty
I
sharp,
wanted
man.
to do something else, but I thought these were perfect, and it really makes it stand out. So
Those look pretty
that's
good.
what I
It
did,
looks like
yeah.
you're running Toyo tires.
Toyo tires, yeah.
And does it run really well? Does it ride really well?
Yeah, it's a little stiff. We put Ride Tech suspension on it.
Oh, did you? Okay.
And it's got like 40 different adjustments, and
Oh my gosh,
I
it's
don't
crazy,
know that
isn't
I
it?
have it perfect, but it rides pretty good on the highway. One of the interesting things about it with this car is because of the spare tire compartment in the back,
Right.
the fuel tank was like a half moon shape. So when it came time to put, actually nobody made, I had to get when I did the fuel injection, I had to have a secondary fuel pump
Okay.
to get the fuel up here in the right pressure.
Oh, no kidding.
But at any rate, I couldn't do coilovers in the back because of the way the tank was sitting. It wouldn't fit.
Oh, wow.
So Ride Tech, the genius that they are, they makes a new shock and everything, but they use a carbon fiber leaf spring, a single leaf
Oh, we did.
that works beautifully in the application, and it rides great.
No
in addition
kidding.
to make it adjustable. So
So that leaf spring is a 4.5 leaf spring.
correct.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so I
Wow.
thought that was kind of fun. It's very different that you don't hear much about, but anyway.
Now look at this. I mean, this is really well done. It's not a resto mod, although we did talk about these mirrors. Are these those are resto mod mirrors, but you said they're not stock mirrors
No.
for the Nomad either, though,
and,
right?
it's funny. I don't know. They came with the car. I'm assuming they're like Pontiac or Oldsmobile back in the day. I think they,
yeah, well, they look
could
pretty
be
cool.
one of those two that the builder chose to put on there, because actually, in all the advertisements that I've seen for the Period Correct 56 era, they didn't show the car with mirrors on it.
No kidding.
No, so I don't know. Obviously, it came with mirrors,
Right.
But back then, this left mirror was not very important, or right mirror. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It wasn't very important because it was all, you didn't really use it or whatever. It was always
be
out the back.
damned.
So they just had those single, flat kind of
Sure.
mirrors that you see most of the time on. But a lot of the periodicals that they had at the time, they didn't have mirrors on the
I'll be
cars.
damned.
Yeah.
Can we open this up?
Sure.
Oh, did you hear that? Sounds perfect. Oh, look at this. The gaskets are so clean. These are all replaced.
Yeah.
All right, Sandy, can you go ahead and open this up and let us see this diamond in setting? Wow. Oh my goodness. This is freaking crazy cool. It's chrome, sort of, but not too much.
Yeah.
Stainless steel, polished aluminum, but not too much. Very clean. Now, off camera, earlier today, you were talking about this setup right here. So basically, that's a tunnel right here, right?
Yeah, it's like a lot of the car and the new guys nowadays do the same thing, where they want to hide a lot of the hoses.
Okay.
And they do a lot more fabrication than this, but
Right.
the builder put it. There's obviously another quarter panel on the inside,
Right.
and they just ran them in between,
Okay.
and then pulled them out underneath here where
Oh,
you
yeah, I
can't
see, yeah,
see it.
of
but
course.
yeah, you can see where it all funnels back in there.
Yeah, that's
along
really
with the heater
cool.
hoses and stuff.
Oh, and that's your ride tech
And then you can see
suspension
the
right there, of
Ride-Tech,
course.
and
Yeah.
this is where the adjustment is.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it
This
just
is
makes
really
it nice
neat.
and clean. Again, the battery would normally sit here like in most cars.
Right.
But
I like
again,
it clean like that.
Keep it nice and clean. He kept it, and it was fun to put it in the back.
A nice little chrome air cleaner cover there.
Yeah.
And now the brake master cylinder. And is that the booster right there?
Yeah, sure is.
All right. Now we talked about this is an Edelbrock 350 crate motor, right?
That's right.
But something special about the fuel system is it's not carbureted. Who makes the fuel system in this again?
Well, this is a Holley. It's called a Terminator Stealth, and it was one of their first kind of ventures in going into.
Let me this way here.
Yeah, sure. The fuel injection, and it looks like a regular, 850 CFM carburetor. But of course, it's fuel injected. So it also has the little screen, the 3.5-inch screen in the glove compartment where you can self-adjust stuff as it goes. But again, it was designed like most of them, where they kind of self-learn as you drive them. So
that's
it gets
cool.
better and better as you drive it. So
and also, you see, you're taking this on different trips before,
yeah.
And having fuel injection's got to be much better than carburation.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And earlier you mentioned about the varnish, because I've seen a lot of these cars, they have carburetors, they want to stick with the original, but their intake manifold is all nasty and varnished. And
this has stayed pretty good.
This is really, really nice, man. Very, very well done, Sandy. I gotta say, bud.
Vintage air conditioning, of course, that's new or different. That's updated for sure, as well
of course.
All the serpentine.
And I like the way you did a serpentine. You use that. What is it? A kit or an assembly that makes puts all the accessories lined up
together. Yeah.
Oh man, this is cool.
Yeah,
big fat 3 or 4 core radiator.
I think it's 4.
Okay. And here's your trans cooler right here?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and there's another one on the side, too.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
This is neat, man. Do me a favor, shut that hood.
Sure.
That is cool.
Yes. That's
that wing right there? Is it really the original piece?
Yeah, they came out with a 55. It was smaller, but this was 56 and 57, and then there was a Chevy emblem that went here. It was a red and blue.
The bow tie?
Chevy, yeah, the kind of stuff that they had, and so the builder didn't want to do it, and I think this is much cleaner.
It is much cleaner.
Yeah.
And you still know it's a Chevy.
Right.
This is so neat, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fun stuff.
Come here, Sandy. We got to say goodbye to these folks here. So, this is the first Chevy Nomad I've had a chance to video, and I got to thank my friend Sandy here, man. I mean, this is a cool ass car, dude.
Yeah, it's fun. I agree.
It's really, really neat.
Fortunate
and
to
I
have it.
appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
All right.
And you're a great man, and you do a great job. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right.
All right. All right, folks. Stick around for more. Only here on Muscle Cars with Eric. Hey guys, thanks for watching the last video. I hand selected a couple videos for you to watch right now. Click here.